Kitagawa never would have guessed that one day she'd gain weight from overeating. The 5 custom-made outfits no longer fit because her body had changed shape. Ever since Kitagawa received the doll from Gojo, she'd been showing it off everywhere at work. The hairstylist noticed she'd put on a little weight lately, but it was so slight that no one else noticed. Kitagawa didn't pay much attention to it either. That is until a few days later when her supervisor stopped her at work. With a smile they pointed out she'd gained quite a bit of weight, saying her body's outline had even started to change. Since the summer clothing shoot was about to start, they hoped she'd get back to her usual shape before then. On her way home that night, Kitagawa looked at her reflection in the glass, but couldn't see any signs of gaining weight. She figured regular summer clothes would still fit easily, but tight-fitting ones might be a problem. Suddenly realizing something, Kitagawa rushed home, grabbed the outfits Gojo made for her from the closet, and sure enough they were all way too tight. Shocked by this, she stared at her extra weight deep in thought. The next day when hanging out with her classmates, Kitagawa skipped all sweets to try losing weight. Mia mentioned she thought Kitagawa looked a bit heavier in her suit than last year, but since no one else said anything, she figured she was just imagining it and kept quiet. Kitagawa hadn't noticed because her shapewear was holding everything in, but even if she'd started gaining weight back during the cultural festival, she had no idea why. It's not like her diet was unhealthy. That night she had dinner at Gojo's place. Before leaving he made her onigiri for breakfast the next day. That's when she finally realized why she gained weight. The next day at school Kitagawa looked totally defeated. She told Gojo she'd gained a lot of weight, and his outfits barely fit anymore. She expected him to scold her, but instead Gojo offered to alter the clothes to fit her new size. He was a bit curious about why she'd gained weight though. After all, they'd been eating mostly fish for dinner lately. Her diet should have been healthy. Kitagawa hesitated, unable to find the words. Then Gojo guessed the reason and asked about her daily meals. She explained her breakfast was leftover ingredients from making bento. Lunch was the bento itself she snacked between meals when hungry. Dinner was at Gojo's. She'd eat the next day's breakfast as soon as she got home, and then have more snacks as midnight munchies. Her daily calorie intake was a whopping 50,000 calories. Gojo was so shocked he couldn't say a word.